Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
we
We
live,
are
we
live.
live,
There
baby.
you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Yo, 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 yo.
what's good? What's good? How's everybody doing? Happy New Year's, to everybody and their family.
Yeah, yeah. Happy New Year to everybody. Let's see some explosions in the background. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Oh, you got. Don't give me 2
Let's see.
thumbs up.
Come on, man.
There you
Come
go.
on.
There you
Hey,
go.
hey,
There you
hey,
go.
hey.
Nah, I
Gotta
mean,
step it.
don't
There
hate.
you go. There
Appreciate
you
it.
go.
You know what
There
I'm
you
saying?
I ain't
go.
even gonna try it. I ain't
Happy
even
New
gonna try
Year's,
it.
everybody. Happy New Year.
You got the juice. I ain't got that juice.
Hey, man.
The
Episode
gangsters.
2, New York City Basketball Network TV, man. My brother Pooh, All Things Hoops, Are We Flea, live.
No
Is in
doubt.
the building.
We
Today
here.
we got a great show. We're gonna talk about a little hate that New York City's been getting for a long time now.
Man, so much hate. So much
Yes.
hate.
Y'all see the
So-
topic
so
down
low.
there. New York City has not had a superstar since Kareem Abdul Jabbar. And Gilbert Arenas brought this to the table. I want the OG to go first, man. Pooh, first and foremost, how you feeling today?
I'm doing awesome, brother. You know what I'm saying? Philly Holly blessed and favorite. Yeah, when I watch a lot of these dudes, man, you feel a lot of hate spewing out of their mouths, right? And I think it's a lot of jealousy from when these guys used to show up at the All-American camps and New York used to run it, right? The media used to be on our sides. When the guys coming up, of course, we live in the media capital in the world, and a lot of spotlight is going to be on the guys that's coming out of New York. We never hated on anyone else. We don't get on here and say, that dudes from California, Chicago, the whole Virginia, Maryland, D.C. area, Detroit, wherever these guys come from that can hoop, from Wisconsin, up in Washington. We could go all over the country. Nah, because they got ball players all over, right?
Now, of course. Shout out to Wisconsin.
Fact, in Iowa and everybody. So Indiana, we always show love. But when these guys talk about New York, it's always a lot of hate. Always a lot of hate. And they always coming at us. They never mention the whole state of New York. They only mention the 5 boroughs, right? They only go to 5 boroughs, not knowing, our 5 boroughs go up against everybody's whole state.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Which is crazy. Y'all whole state, y'all don't have just a city where y'all can just say, okay, LA put in more pros than New York. Or Chicago put in more, not the state, just the city. And we could go toe-to-toe with anybody. I think in all, Los Angeles has us by a few, right? But I think they only count in New York State. I mean, New York City. So I'm going to look on that fact right now. I'm going to look it up right now. Which city had the most NBA players?
I mean, historically speaking, man, everybody knows that New York City is the mecca of basketball. Not only, not only this NBA players, but we're talking about the culture of basketball, meaning, street ball, just, Rucker Park. We have so much history that how can you not call us the mecca of basketball? You know what I'm saying? So,
Facts.
So it's hard, man. I mean, of course, we bias, up here, being that everybody's from New York City, but from that level that we were at, we have come down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yet and still, man, we still in a good place. We got some young dogs out there. You know what I'm saying? Doing their thing. From high school level on up. Even younger than that. With the young kids coming up.
Right.
So I think we're in a good place. But it's hard to judge, man, coming from, the Rod Stricklands and the Kenny A's and the Chris Mullins and Lloyd Daniels and all of those kind of guys, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't got that right now. You know what I'm saying? But I think we're in a good spot.
We are number 2. They said California got 416 players, New York 411. And again, I think they only counting the city, right? It's the whole state of California.
Wow.
That's the whole West Coast, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? They do, because they got James Harden, Damian Lillard, right?
Yeah, all them dudes. Westbrook,
DeRozan,
Kawhi. It's a whole
Guys from the Cali. There's a lot of guys from Cali area. I think that's a good
DeRozan, yeah.
Literally, our 5 boroughs go up against other guys' states, right? Like, it's really hate. That's really all it is. Like, because there's a lot. New York City comes with the nostalgia, right? You can go back and feel, the feeling of basketball all throughout New York City, throughout so many eras, the culture. And I probably agree with the statement. Have we had a superstar level player since Kareem? Probably not, but we've had so many great hoopers, right? Like not a guy that you could say is on Kareem's level, but we can't act like the guys you just named, Cal, like Rod, like Kenny Anderson, Kenny Smith, Chris Mullin, like all of these guys are NBA All-Star level players, right? Jamal Mashburn, right? We could go. The list goes on,
on and on,
and talk about all the players that have come out of New York City, and then even get a little more recent. Like, we act like because he's not in the NBA anymore doesn't mean that Kemba Walker didn't have a great NBA career. We was just talking. I was just about to
mention that too.
We were just talking about Sebastian Telfair. I don't care what Sebastian has gone through in his personal life and all that type of stuff. It's hard to stay in the NBA for 10 years. He had a 10-year career. He was around for a while. It's not like he had a cup of coffee and was gone. He played on a few teams. We get a bad rap because I think people are just tired of hearing about us being the Mecca, but it's a fact still. This is nobody's lying. It's real.
Well, let me say this real quick. What y'all all said was great. And a lot of these guys, when they bring up New York, they forget y'all putting a city up against states. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, that just goes to show you how great New York City is. But let me ask y'all a question. When Gilbert Arenas said this, is he meaning, when he says superstar, what's the emphasis on it? Is it NBA superstar? Because we got a lot of superstars. Stephon Marbury was a superstar at 11, 12 years old.
Right.
So you get what I'm saying? What's the criteria? You got to win rings?
Stephon Marbury, 19, 8 assists, 2 All-Star appearances. To me, when you make an All-Star team, you're a superstar. All right? Let's go down to Chris Mullins. 25 points, 5 straight seasons. For 5 straight seasons, also NBA All-Star and Dream Teamer and Hall of Famer. Hello?
They be forgetting about that Dream Teamer too with Chris Mullins.
Oh, come on, fam.
He was one of those guys on that team.
He was one of those
Best
guys.
team ever assembled. Like,
he wasn't just a white guy they put on the team either.
No.
He was one of those dudes in the league.
In 1992, Chris Mullin was a top 10, top 20 player in the NBA.
Yes, agree. But also, what I laugh at is, you can go, I'm going to do it like this. We got one of the best superstars that guys looked up to, Dr. J. So my thing is this. Forget that we ain't had no superstars since Kareem, because to me, that's a lie. We got 2 of the greatest superstars that has ever laced them up from New York City. So, it's funny how these guys try to paint the narrative.
Where Dr. J from?
Long Island.
From Roosevelt, Long Island. No, he's from Roosevelt, Long Island.
From Massachusetts somewhere.
New York City, baby.
He went to school. He went to UMass. But he's from Long Island. He's from the same town as Chuck D and them.
Right, he's from
Roosevelt,
New York City.
Long Island. That's right. And he's a basketball icon. Not an all-star, an icon. He's an iconic figure. And this is after Kareem.
Yes.
Okay? He can't
see now
Dr. J, Kareem, but this after.
Dr. J is considered, like, for me, I consider New York City, you know what I'm saying, the 5 boroughs being from New York. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
but
to Long Island,
we hold on, Cal. But we'll
count.
be like everybody else because they put their whole states against
They're
our
gonna
city.
divide us.
Nah, but you can't. No. But you can't. You gotta remember, Long Island is connected to Queens, but that's still a city. Like my man Danny Green is from Long Island. Like, nah, bro, that's a city. You can't, because that's the same when people try to say Staten Island. Nah, bro, that's the city. That's New York.
Nah, not. I mean, that's a 5 boroughs, bro. If you if somebody was like, "Yo, where you from?" And, "Oh, yo, I'm from Albany. I'm from New York." Well, what's up? Nah, you ain't from New York, man. You ain't you ain't from the same New York.
But I think we gotta stop doing that because what happens is then we segregate ourselves.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
You go up to Mount Vernon, and Ben Gordon and the McRae brothers was like, right? You go up to Peekskill. Elton Brand was the best player in the country at one point, right?
Fact.
So I feel what you're saying. You know, New York City, we turn a side eye to other niggas that's not from the city, but in the surrounding areas, there was some killers too. Like
Bernard King, 4-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA first team, scored more than 19,000 points for his career.
And
bro,
the Hall of Fame.
For me, real quick, a quick point, man. Like for me, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all of those guys, man. Those guys are like you can't even touch those guys. You know what I'm saying? And no pause and all that, but you can't even like fathom what they did for the basketball culture, for the basketball world in general. Now, there's other guys that are in my world, right? Like a Kemba Walker. I still got guys like Ali Mo, God bless his soul. You know what I'm saying? That I'm thinking on that level. You know what I'm saying? In terms of being one of the greats. You know, Sham God. He didn't know he wasn't a superstar, but in New York, in our own little bubble,
right.
He's the god. You know what I'm saying? So it's a Stephon Marbury, another guy, man. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the league, he wasn't the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar level, but in compared to in that New York City bubble, he was a god. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little skewed, man.
Was Gilbert Arenas a superstar?
Hibachi.
Borderline, maybe for a year. I'm gonna say borderline.
You know how I do with this superstar shit.
I know.
Much. There's only a handful in the league right now. Gilbert was never a superstar.
They don't even make superstars no more. But we know Gilbert. We know Gilbert because he played. But what is he most famous for?
Giving Kobe 60. Right, I would guess, or the 3-point shot where he turned around.
The locker room.
I ain't want to bring that up, man. I get it. All right. John Wick and all that.
Yeah.
You was John Wick in the locker room.
Can I ask y'all a question? Big shout out to everybody in the building, man. New York City Basketball Network TV every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. What's y'all criteria for superstar? I don't care who goes first, but give me 5 things that makes a player a superstar. I want Flea to go first because he's hard when it comes to just giving guys that superstar status. So Flea, you go first. Give me 5 things that makes a player a superstar, in your opinion.
It's probably a collection of both on the court and off the court, right? So
okay,
on the court, your presence changes whether we win or lose. Like there's certain guys that when you put them on the floor, you have a high probability of winning that game, right? Some guys are really good and you got to put pieces around them and then you can roll out the ball and hopefully y'all can get a win. But when you roll out Shaquille O'Neal, when you roll out Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, those type of players, you have a high probability of winning that game. Whoever you matching up against, it don't matter. Other thing for me is, my mom's is here from New York. Y'all know where I'm at. I'm down here in Houston, but mom's is here visiting for the holidays. And I said, Ma, you know who Damian Lillard is? She said, no. I said, you know who Steph Curry is? She said, yes. Giannis? Yes. Kevin Durant? Yes. So what I mean by that is some of these names, superstar level players, are household names. Your grandma knows who they are. Your 9-year-old daughter knows who they are. And we as basketball junkies know who they are. So, you know, when you have that type of name, it's not attached to you, you know, you're not good. No, people know your name for a reason because you are that guy. So for me, that's not 5, but I think for me, it's just moments don't make you a superstar. Like you got to maintain a level of consistency for me to feel like, you know, you're a superstar level player. Some guys have Gilbert had great 3 years. That was it though. Right.
I want to add to that too. I want to add something to that.
You know, so that's for me. That's for me. I want to hear what everybody else has to say. But
all right, go ahead, Cal.
I only got one more to add to that, right? And I'm gonna say people gotta want to buy your sneakers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's still a thing or not. But when we was coming up, man, if you ain't have them sneakers that people wanted to buy, you just wasn't a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Even now, you got the Giannis, you got the, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you got, you know, guys like PG that kind of snuck in there with his kicks and you know what I'm saying? That kind of made a little wave. But and I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. But you know what I'm saying? But in terms of marketability, people gotta want to buy your stuff, man. And you know what I'm saying? You got Shaq selling what are he selling now? Donuts? He probably selling cheeseburgers, whatever he's selling, chicken. But you know what I'm saying? People gonna buy that because it's connected to Shaq. And so if your name ain't ringing bells, if your name ain't buzzing like that, and nobody want to be you, and nobody want to buy your merchandise, you just not it, man. You just not a superstar yet.
Pooh, come on. What's a superstar in your opinion?
Yo, Mike said, I don't think Gilbert was ever a superstar.
Shout out to Mike Abdul. Yeah, Mike is
salute,
good.
Salute.
Mike be tapping in on everything.
Yeah.
For sure. That's dope. That's dope. Again, my definition of a superstar is a high-profile, extremely successful performer, right? I just looked that up, and I agree, right? It's a high-profile. I believe some of what Flea said, some of what Cal said. Someone that everybody knows about, right? But there are guys like, you know, he's not a New Yorker, but a guy like Mitch Richmond, right? We wouldn't know who that is, right? We wouldn't, people, like, you got to be a ball player to know, damn. And he a Hall of Famer, right? You wouldn't know, like,
right?
Would you know, right? So my thing is,
I had a Mitch Richmond jersey growing up. Like,
crazy.
I love The Rock, right?
Okay.
Like, then you had to be, I hear what you're saying. You had to be like a basketball head.
You know right. I mean? There you go. You
had to be a basketball head to like.
So my definition is, if you make it to the league and you become an all-star, facts, to me, you're a superstar. Right? Because you're an all-star, right? Now, again, that's just my perception, right?
One all-star?
First of all, it's hard enough to make it to the league. Mm-hmm. If you're a ball player, right? It's hard enough. It's hard enough for dudes to make it to college and play. It's way hard to make it to the league. Then it's really hard to make it to an NBA All-Star team. Because we could
Jamal McGlow was an All-Star, though, at one point.
Ross Strickland wasn't an All-Star. So what we saying? You all know how we feel about Rod. We all know we revealed Ross Strickland. Yeah, you can say that. But
you know what happened with Rod, though? That was
but still, right? This is not to throw shade, but the kid Jamal McGlow, he made an all-star team for a reason, and we can't knock that. But we mad as hell that Rod didn't make an all-star team. We all pissed because of that.
But
go ahead, too.
No, but like I said, all y'all have a right to your opinion, but I think we kind of getting mixed up. Like for me, when I think of superstar, I think of your play on the court, jersey sales, sneaker sales, and if people was paying to see you. Prime example. When people say when Golden State playing, what we say, Curry and them play tonight. We don't even say the Warriors. So So to me, let me give y'all another example. Dennis Rodman was a superstar.
Facts.
Right. So the criteria is it could be different for some people, but for me, I don't really agree with if you're an all-star, you're a superstar. Because like I said, superstars, people go to pay to watch them dudes play. And I know with certain games, y'all already know how it is. Somebody can give you free tickets. You asking, and if they give the injury report, so-and-so ain't playing, I'm not even going to that game. I'm not even watching that game.
I get you. I get you.
So
I was going.
So go ahead.
Philly Houston game the other night, and Embiid wasn't playing. I sat my ass right in the crib because I didn't want to. I wanted to go, but I was like, I want to see Embiid in person, and he wasn't playing. So I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
And there's nobody on Houston that you wanted to see play?
What about Zion?
I've gone to so many games this season to check them out. So I specifically haven't seen Joel Embiid, you know what I'm saying, up close and personal, you know, live. And that's, you know, I wanted to see him. When they said he wasn't playing a couple hours, you know, early in the day, it's like, nah, I'm cool.
And I agree. I have done that a lot. I have done that. People have tickets and to the Knicks games or to the net game, and I go, he not playing and I'm not going. So I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah. You see them Suns, the first thing you doing is going to see if KD playing.
That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact. Yeah.
That's the first thing. Very first thing.
So hold on. So we can honestly say nobody was, can you say so nobody cared that Stephon was playing?
Marbury?
Yes.
No, hell yeah. I'm saying I only can speak for me. For
New Yorkers.
Marbury was a superstar. Like even when he went to Georgia Tech, you got to remember, 11, 12 years old, like I said, going to Lincoln, like everything he did in the streets. Remember, I seen him play all the time at Rutgers. So he was involved with the people, but he was a superstar, man. He met the hype. Went to Minnesota with Kevin Garnett. Then we see what he did with the Nets. So for me, if Marbury wasn't playing, I ain't watching the game. Hell yeah, Marbury was a superstar.
What about Kemba Walker? What about Kemba Walker? He's just an all-star?
Kemba had a hell of a career. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them dudes that when you look back at his career, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You look at it like, wow.
Great career.
This is the most decorated, one of the most decorated New York City basketball players ever.
19-5, four All-Star teams. Four All-Star appearances.
He's double Steph in All-Star appearances.
And one of the greatest runs in college history.
Oh yeah.
That shit he did in UConn was crazy.
No question. Right.
But is he a remember?
He was.
Y'all criteria, was he a superstar?
At one point, I think he was, man. I gotta.
Even with four All-Stars appearances?
Four All-Stars. All right.
Here's the thing, right? That kind of starts like how we look at it evolves. Because two was saying, for me, I look at Steph like an all-star, right? Because we New Yorkers. We New York City born and bred. We was, from his vantage point, he was able to mention Steph, 11, 12 years old. So he was able to watch Steph grow up. And you have that like, nah, he's a superstar. I don't care what nobody else says. He's a superstar. But when we start gauging them amongst their peers, like, is that what we're doing? If we gauging them amongst the other 450 in the league, it's like, all right, he's an all-star, but is during Kemba's time, who was the best player? Is Kemba Walker? Steph Curry's a superstar. We're gonna say Kemba Walker's a superstar too?
Good point.
Right, that's an excellent point.
That's hard. Like that.
Well, he's from New York, so yeah.
We're not comparing the games. I'm just saying we're comparing. That's your peer. That's your coworker. You work in the same league. How do we? So he's a superstar. Kemba come to New York City. He's a superstar. Can't nobody touch him.
Poole,
but NBA, it might be different.
Poole, let me ask you a question then. With the title, what Gilbert Arenas said, why do you think he called Kareem Abdul-Jabbar superstar? Is it the rings? Because you got to remember what Kareem did from high school all the way up to the NBA. I don't think nobody's Nobody's done that.
Right. Nobody touched that.
Nobody. So with Gilbert Arenas, Pooh, why did he call Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a superstar?
I guess because his accomplishments, he had led the league in scoring for so long, right? Before LeBron came and eclipsed him, all the championships, all the All-Star appearances, the MVPs, right? And that's another thing we're not counting, right? Were you MVP of the league? Because
that's true.
That's like a real superstar right there. That's elite. That's elite. That's the top tier. That's not just an all-star. So we got to reconfigure what we're saying now because there are levels to this.
Yeah. Right. Like D Rose was a superstar. You know what I'm saying?
MVP.
MVP.
The youngest.
Fact.
But see now, like you said, Dr. J came after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Right.
ABA champion in the NBA, MVP, numbers is crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe I understand it's been a while, but we got superstars, man. We have superstars. And let me just tell you this. All these other cities, y'all might have superstars, but none of y'all superstars impacted the game like New York City superstars. None of y'all impacted how Kareem y'all heard what Shaq said? I wanted to play basketball because of Dr. J. Michael Jordan patented his game after Dr. J. So they need to start putting a little more respect on New York City. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And like I said, we have a guy.
How long, y'all?
Bro, 40 plus years. What, 40 years almost?
30 years? How long did he have that record for? That shit's crazy.
Hey, Pooh, if I'm not mistaken, you could. I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from high school to college, I don't even think he lost 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, went to UCLA. I don't think they lost much.
No,
he got the.
And I think he only lost once in high school, and that was to Erasmus High School.
From high school to college, crazy. Bro, he didn't lose 3-4 games.
How do you get the scoring championship or scoring leader, and there was no 3-point line? He did not take no 3-point
Say it again,
shot.
Cal. Oh my God.
No trade. That's dope.
That was crazy. No 3-point shots did he take, man. Not one. You know what I'm saying? Straight buckets, straight demolishing cats with his own signature move. If that ain't a superstar, I don't know what is.
Only 2 guys from New York has ever won MVP in the NBA.
I got
y'all know who it is?
Only that's trivia. Guys. I like
it Kareem and Doc.
Kareem and Doc. That's it.
Kareem and Doc.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. 2 of the most iconic.
They won it back to back. Dr. J won it in 81. Kareem won it in 80. Then Kareem won it again in 77. Kareem won it again in 76. Kareem won it again in 74. Then Kareem won it again in 72.
Yo, the story with Doc when he was in the ABA, they tried to hate on him so much. I think when he came to the All-Star game in the NBA, he went crazy.
Yeah, he went
like Doc and him was outside, man. Stop playing with New York City, man. Like real talk, man. Niggas was outside.
The knock, but you know what the knock is though, and only hearing it from like guys my age and then a little younger, is that we could do this. Like we could do this. We talk about Kareem, we talk about Doc, we talk about all the old, but as we get more and more current, that's when it starts to get harder to pull names and really elevate because we don't have the same amount. Like at one point, you was pumping kids out of New York City straight to Division I. Every New York City kid was in the Big East, right? Like you could watch the Big East and really pluck out nothing but New York City kids all over the place. At Pitt, at St. John's, at UConn, at Georgetown. All of these guys was from Seton Hall. All these guys from New York City. Now that's harder. Like it's a little harder to do that now, especially for those big name, like like we talk about superstar level players. I mean, we could talk about superstar level high school guys. We used to have a lot of those guys. We don't. I think it's a little different now, and that's why it's easier for people to talk that shit now. Oh, what about right now? It's like we still got it, but it's just not the way it once was, 10, 20, 30 years ago.
Gilbert, this for you. You only got one all-star. You only got one all-star in like 50 years in the current, and that's James Harden.
But
where Gilbert from?
California.
He's from Cali. He's from Cali. So you know what he's trying to do.
You talking about MVP?
Yeah.
Russ too. Russ.
Okay, Russ.
Yeah, Russ.
They got two.
But watch this.
Two.
Watch this though.
Yes, two.
And big shout out to Cali.
Gilbert.
Right. Big shout out to LA. It's all love here. It's all love, right?
Word.
Remember, today, a lot of these guys are superstars because of social media. Let's not forget that. And as great as they are, they ain't winning. Ain't none of them got the impact of a Kareem or a Doc.
Facts.
So let's be for real. They ain't got nowhere near the impact.
We're about to throw some shade right now, man. For real.
And without social media,
right.
These dudes ain't listen. Big shout out to all of them. James Harden is known for the strip clubs. So if he ain't have that exposure, no, buddy, nah.
That's little baby, little man.
Come on, son. So yeah. Look, Russ and them. Remember, he known now for walking through with the outfits. Like
all right.
The last 5 all-star is from overseas. Fact.
All right. Hey, Flea. A lot of these dudes are superstars because they branding themselves through social media.
Well, I agree with that. But that's the times, right? Like, let me ask y'all a question. Could Michael Jordan survive in the social media era?
Hell yeah.
Tell me more.
He will go. It'd be crazy.
First of all, it would be the stuff that he was doing
without social media.
He will break the internet.
But see, I feel that, but I'm also talking about having access to Jordan the way that you got access to every nigga y'all love in the NBA. Anybody that we love in the NBA right now, we could go and message them right now. Hello, right? We could go talk to whoever we want to talk to right now. I'm saying to have the access to Michael Jordan.
Hold on, please.
He would be all right.
He would have had somebody else doing it. He would have been on there. He
right.
He got a team.
I'm not just talking about D. I'm talking about the way the league is covered today. Would Mike be okay? I'm sure he'd be fine, but I'm talking about what type of effect would that have on him? It would just
Mike will be the same way that Jay-Z is on social media.
Facts.
He'd be the same way.
Cal,
right now.
I love that. Facts.
The same way.
Facts. It will be the same way.
I don't know about that.
He would have his team running that. All right, we're not.
But see, I'm not talking about on social media commenting, talking about that. I'm talking about up close and personal. There was a couple of niggas back in the day. Ahmad Rashad
contact Jay
as your voice. I'm talking about all 4 of us giving our opinions on Michael Jordan every day, times 20,000, right? Because everybody has an opinion on the game of basketball right now. Back then, you could. You had to be one of them people to really talk this shit. Now everybody said, I don't know.
Check this out, Flea. The opinion would be that this dude is killing. That's the
every night we would have something to talk about. But that would have gave us a crazy extra voice because we have a voice now. It would have been the same way.
There's definitely people for the first 7 years that didn't think Michael Jordan was shit because he didn't win, right?
Those people were idiots. Thought
that he wasn't that good because all he was a scorer.
But he was a superstar back then. Even without the championships, he was still a superstar.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But
he didn't even have the chips or MVPs yet.
But Bob Jackson 20 that has access to Mike Jordan now, like it's different. It's different. This way they come now, I don't think all of these niggas would fit seamless. A lot of these niggas is private. A lot of these niggas don't like answering a lot of questions. I don't know. I think it would be different.
Talk crazy about Jay-Z. Talk crazy about Jay-Z and you got a name. If you got a name and you talk crazy about the Jay-Z pulling up on you.
See Jay-Z holler back at you.
He be in your DM like your fam. Really?
But you know what? I don't think social media would have been a problem for Mike. I think it would have been a problem for a player like Dennis Rodman, players like that. But you make a great point, Flea. I really don't know. I don't know.
I don't think we know.
But no. But social media today, which I love what it's doing for our community, because we entrepreneurs and we making money. But a lot of these players, social media is helping them become superstars. I'm sorry to say, because on the court, they not winning. They ain't selling no sneakers. They jerseys ain't number 1, 2, 3 top sellers. So for me, Gilbert, he got to be careful when he says that, because what he's basically saying is, y'all ain't got no players no more like that. That's what he's really trying to say. But the guys that y'all have, as great as they are, they ain't got nowhere near the impact. Them combined ain't got the impact Kareem got. I'm sorry.
I mean, the fact that we even talking about Kareem, though, that you know what I'm saying, and him that being so long ago. I mean, this statement is true. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? We haven't had a superstar since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. True. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that takes anything away from, you know, what New York has brought to the game. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, take that with a grain of salt.
We have superstars, Cal. We just ain't have a superstar of Kareem's caliber.
Right,
but to say we
the
don't,
measuring stick, right?
Right,
the measuring stick pause is crazy.
Rucker Park is a worldwide known park.
Thank you, Flea.
Not country, not just the United States. I'm talking about worldwide. Y'all will go to Dubai, and a nigga in Dubai is gonna know where. You know what I'm saying? Like what Rucker is. You know, like people look forward to coming and playing in the Garden. I don't care if you're playing basketball, if you're singing, if you're dancing, if you don't. People look forward to coming to the Garden. Like, so that whole New York City ain't the mecca of basketball no more. I don't subscribe to that shit. It's just not true.
Yo, the Slam magazine basketball game, where's that held? Come on.
New York
City. It's all New York, right?
It's been that Rucker.
They don't have California versus California or Chicago versus Chicago. It's New York versus New York. There's
Chicago
a reason.
Get busy too, though. Chicago
No.
All of them get busy.
Listen, I got my shades on, Cal. Let me go in.
Oh yeah,
right?
Throw the shades.
This is real talk. And I was just at the Made Hoops joint event, New York City, baby.
You see any superstars in there?
They had the best players all across the country. The only person I ain't see is Cooper Flag, but they going to Maine to do a Made Hoop event for Cooper Flag State because he's from there, right? Oh yeah, I seen some players. Will Riley from the Phelps School, 6'9" guard. Him and Ian Jackson went at it, 31 points each. But I think Will had about 20-something in the first half, and then Captain Jack shut him down after that, and then took over and showed him he runs shit in New York.
Fact. Yo, Paul, I don't mean to cut you off, man, about all of that, man, but I think a lot of the games that they, you know, that they got out there be showcases, man. A lot of these high school cats be going to these games. Ain't no defense being played. It's
bro, I was there front row.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so
trust me. In the beginning, it was. Remember, it wasn't the AAU teams. It was the high school games.
Okay.
And the way OSL play, they play more of a pro set. You can just see it in the different styles. Because you watch a high school game before that, and it's a little bit different, right? They was running a lot of pro sets because they see these guys going a little bit further. Man, it was crazy. Then I got to see Dylan Harper play, but then Brandon Lee, who was Butch Lee's son,
nice,
from Patrick School, he outplayed Duke. Facts. And Dylan's getting all the pub. He got hurt in the second half, but still, the way Brandon Lee had second half, the way he was clicking, definitely one of the best players in the country, and he not getting the respect that he deserved.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you and Cal and Pooh. I don't know if you paying attention to this kid too, but I've been invested in this kid, Dwayne Pierce. He plays at Christ.
That's my guy. Christ the King.
Dwayne Pierce is nice.
Ohio, he going to Iowa State.
He going to Iowa State.
Facts.
I love that kid's game. Have y'all watched him up close? What can y'all talk to a little bit about that kid's game?
Did he play the Nike? Did he play the Nike World Festival?
I'm not sure. But he played in my Tom Kachowski All-City game last year, right?
But Fleet, I'll let Callan respond because they seen him play. But just to real quick, piggyback off what Pooh said. This past year, summertime Nike Basketball Festival, the men and the women, the East, New York, we took it. Mm-hmm. And we played against all the top talent. Scottie Pippen kids was out there.
Cooper Flag.
Exactly. All of them was out there. Ron Harper and them sons. Men and women, New York City won the Nike World Basketball Festival.
Mm-hmm. And Captain Jack was MVP.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. But go ahead, if y'all the young man that
Dwayne Pierce is the truth. Yo, listen, Dwayne Pierce is the truth. He just dropped 24 in Nazareth the other night. Like, he's for real, and he's playing with another big kid, the Chinese kid Pang, about 6'8", can shoot it down low, best big man in the city. Wow. So Christ the King, they got something special over there, and I like the kid. He's not only one of the best ball players in New York, but he's a great kid.
A good kid.
Facts. Salute to the whole Pierce family. But y'all seen the video I did today? Yeah. Of the kid for St. Ray's.
The freshman.
He is the next. Listen to me.
Tough.
And that's what, guys is like, doing the. Listen, I've been covering New York City basketball for a minute, and Flea I didn't. There's other videos I got on my YouTube shorts that people didn't even see that I did similar to that. That's just the first one I put on my Instagram page, right? Because I wanted to make it a series. I just didn't want to just be doing them just to be doing them. Wanted to make it make sense. This kid, when I'm telling you,
the lefty,
he give me Kenny Anderson vibes. 6'1", he can pass his ass off. He can shoot that. He can get to the hole when he want, and he got a floater, man. That I was just like, oh, he is different. His IQ was crazy. Now listen, I'm gonna break it down to you. Brandon Stores, he's the man for St. Ray's. He had 27 in the third quarter with 5 minutes left.
Damn.
To go in the third quarter, he already had 27. Mm-hmm. Right? They was playing against Hudson Catholic, and they had another kid on there that's big time ball player. They was going at it. Brandon Stores got hurt. Mind you, they got Taj Turnage, another, top 100 player on St. Ray's.
Shout out to Taj. Shout out to Billy too.
Facts.
Right.
Him and the freshman took that game over. Mm. And the freshman put everybody on notice that he's one of those ones. Anderson Diaz. Remember that name?
He might be one of them superstars for the city. You know what I'm saying? That makes people want to go see him.
That's right.
Right now, I'm like, I got to go check this kid out. You know what I'm saying? Right. I haven't seen him in person, so I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go investigate for myself and get my own synopsis. You know what I'm saying? But from what I see on, on the videos and the clips, which is probably a gift and a curse with this social media stuff, right? But from what I see, he's solid. You know what I'm saying? I talked to other guys that are reputable, and they saying that the dude is the truth, and makes me want to go out and check him out.
I don't give nobody my stamp until I go see him play. Shout out to Coach Smoke from South Shore. Coach Smoke told me about this kid months ago. He was the first one to put me on to the kid. And I said, yo, when I see him play, I'm going to call you. After I saw him play, I called Smoke. I was like, yo, you wasn't lying, yo. Smoke told me about him in the summertime. He was like, yo, Glenn, you gotta see this kid play. You gotta see this kid play. And he played with my guy C. Will, my guy Opito, and Coach Lopez. All of them my guys. Right? Man,
shout out
when
to
I'm
C.
telling
Will,
you,
St. Ray's.
whoa, he's one of the ones. And you
Coach
know
Lopez.
who he's a student of, and I'm gonna let y'all go. He's a student. The kid is a student, and he's been mentored by Kenny Satt. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I seen it on Sat page.
Can't get no better than that, though. Come on.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Kenny Satt, satellite. That's right. Well, fellas, listen, man. Before we run and get out of here, I want to ask all three of y'all. New York City. Like I said, Pooh, y'all in that high school, you know what's going on. You just named some guys. Give me 3 players we should be looking forward to taking that next step. What school they going to, and if they're going to make an impact in the NBA.
I'm out the loop, man.
I want to hear Pooh because he all the way in the loop.
So listen,
Pooh, you in the loop, Pooh.
We got 2 kids going to the ACC, right? Ian Jackson going to North Carolina. We got Elijah Moore going to Syracuse.
Right.
Then we got Boogie Flan going to Kentucky.
Tough. Kentucky.
Right?
Tough.
And then we got Dwayne Pierce. He's going to Iowa State.
Iowa. Right.
Right? So right then and there, right off the bat, we got one school, OSL, that's sitting in their backcourt to the ACC. I don't think no one in the country is doing that. Right?
Okay. That's tough.
Right? Then we got Boogie that's going to the SEC. Right? And I don't know what conference Iowa State is in, but so we got 4, and we got guys who didn't commit yet. Pang didn't commit yet. We got a few more guys who didn't commit. We got another guy. He plays at OSL. Can't get his name right now, but I think he's going to either Texas, but he's going to another big school too. So it's a few of those guys.
Hold on, Pooh, you know who talks to? I'm sorry. What about the young man Adam, point guard?
He didn't sign yet.
Right. He tough too. He's
tough.
Strictly New York City. Handle, go to the basket, and he ain't listen. He
Adam Ninja. Adam Ninja.
Yeah. Adam is tough.
Oh yeah.
Tough though. Tough. Yeah.
He's tough.
So
shout out to OSL, man, and
right.
Coach Pete and all those dudes doing their thing out there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Getting these kids to where they need to be, man, in life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Mentoring, school, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Salute to all of the coaches out there, man, doing that thing, and we know the struggles y'all going through, man, with respect to funding and all types of stuff. But
they have
y'all doing God's work, man, for real.
Cal, they have come a long way. Like I remember playing Our Savior Lutheran when I was in high school and going to that little box gym and going like they've come a long way from where, and they still obviously still got some ways to go, but from where they came from, they doing some things over there.
Tough.
They got a bunch of cats in
Todd
college
Davis
now.
is assistant coach over there as well.
Yes, well, listen, it looks like New York City is in good hands, man, and we looking good for the future. So hopefully they're gonna have to retract some of this ain't no superstar since Kareem and all that, because we got some big names. Yes, we got some big names, some great young men and women to look forward to, man. Hopefully later on down the line in a couple years.
Oh, yeah. And we got them young boys, like I said, Anderson Diaz. We got Trayvon Lewis from Cardinal Hayes. He's a bucket. You got Jamel Thomas, Cardinal Hayes. He's a bucket. You got Tavion Lewis. Tavia Scott, another freshman that's going to be doing this thing. Terrence Harding. We got some freshmen and sophomores that's coming up that's going to be crazy. And that's just a little bit of names. Like, if I go through the list of names of young kids, we got this kid from Thomas Jefferson. Remember this name, all right? Jada Swan. Jada Swan, 6'4" guard. He could do it all. I was talking to Tiny, my guy, Tiny Morton. Salute to my guy. Tiny was like, "This kid is a pro."
Wow. Wow.
Talking to my guy Arthur. He's Arthur Walker. He's one of the top refs in New York. He said the same thing. At the guard position, he's already the best shot blocker in the city at the guard position.
Tough.
6'4", he got size too.
Yes.
And got arms like Allen Iverson.
Tough. Well, listen, the
Yo.
NBA, everybody gotta stop hating on New York City. Let us in the building, man.
We want in.
That's right.
Hey, I
Man.
gotta salute my guy Pooh, man. He got the weekly high school show. You know what I'm saying? Pooh, you want to talk to the people a little bit about what's going on over there with the high school weekly, the new edition?
Yeah, man. We got every Friday, 8:00. Me and my guy, Coach Brian Kirk, we do the high school basketball weekly. We recap and talk about the top players in New York City, the top games. This week we got our next game of the week, South Shore Eagle Academy at the Swoosh Nike event at Christ the King. If y'all want to pull up, it's Saturday, 12. First game at 12 o'clock, and I think the last game is at 8. And the way Nike do their events, they bring in their lights, they turn into a movie. So trust me, that's something that y'all want to pull up to. But yeah, thanks, Cal, man. Tap in. We do it on NYC Basketball History Channel. You know the page. Come in, lock in, and check out the future of New York City basketball because we looking good.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, before we get out of here, like I said, man, New York City Basketball Network TV. Great show tonight, man. Basketball heads, all things hoops. My guy, Are We Live Flea. Listen, man, a pleasure. Everybody, Happy New Year. Have a great night. Listen, man, and tune in next Tuesday, man. We gonna be popping on here. That's right. Let's see. Let's
go,
go,
baby. Let's go.
They got the gym.
Let's go, baby.
Yo, have a good night, y'all.
I'm gonna try it.
Peace. We out.